G'day Simon, just what's your thoughts on the game and how it all played out tonight?
Thoughts, thought we battled hard. You know, it's a pretty tough road trip, coming back, short amount of time, prepare against a team that's in form, and you know, you're going to have to live with a few errors because of the short preparation. So from that aspect, you know, like we had a goal to put pressure in the paint, you know, really try and take advantage of their front line, you know, with missing Cooksey, and I thought we endeavoured to do our best there. The rewards probably didn't pay off as much as I'd like, you know, like we weren't overly efficient. You know, we got to the line 27 times, but it would have been nice to get there a little more. You know, because it really was an emphasis for us. And, you know, from that aspect, I thought we persevered. It might have even been our best performance for, you know, probably 5-6 games. But having said that, there were some areas where, you know, we fell short again. And, you know, from that standpoint, a little disappointed. We gave them far too many looks in transition early. You know, we made a big emphasis, again, little preparation, but we talked a lot about trying to wall up and get those guys before they could impact in transition. And I think in the first half, we let them get away from us a little bit that way. You know, and those are things that we need to tidy up if we want to be a good team. So I think there was improvement, certainly improvement compared to our game in Illawarra. But again, you know, we need to be better if we're going to make finals and you know, make a noise in finals. We have to make sure that we're error-free from that standpoint.
It's easy for the armchair experts at home to say, oh, I would have done this or that, but what was the situation with, I think, 27 seconds to go?
Yeah.
How did that play out?
Yeah, look, we needed a foul early on in that one. We didn't get it. You know, that's a situation where we have to, you know, go the steal, not get that, and then foul. Try and prolong the game, and we didn't, and the ball moved, and then it got to the point where it was kind of low shot clock. It was like, well, shit, is there much point to it now? Now we've got to lock in and just try and get a stop rather than give up the points, because it still gives us a chance to go up the other end and tie it up. So, yeah, look, message didn't get through clearly.
And on the last inbound play, was that pass just not, that does pressure into a spot you didn't want to make that pass? Or what were you trying to get from that?
Well, there was a few options out of that we're looking at. The first option we're looking at was Joe Chi, and that was taken away from us. They had two guys go to Joe at the rim, which left X open up top. Creaky was in the post. There was a little bit of daylight there to get the ball for a catch and shoot in the corner, but we failed to execute it.
You've still got plenty of games left in the season, but you've had this losing streak. I mean, what's the feeling in the group? What's the sort of idea of where things are at for you guys in the finals race?
Well, I think the finals race is kind of irrelevant right now. It's been, like, even after the Adelaide win, after the Brisbane win, it's always like we're 11 and, I don't know, 5 maybe, one stage, second on the ladder, and people talking us up. But I think indoors we weren't particularly happy with the way we were performing. And there's not been a whole lot of change since then, other than maybe the level of competition, and we're still failing in the same areas. I thought there was some improvement in certain areas tonight. But yeah, I feel like that we're a little ways off where we need to be at the moment, and you know, we'll continue to endeavour to. I mean, we'll continue to endeavour to get better at what we do. There's areas of our game that are seriously flawed, so we need to patch that up.
Yeah, hi Simon, hi Mitch. Mitch, can you talk a little bit about the mood among the group and with yourself? Are you carrying a niggle or anything like that, or the shot that's not falling? Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, look, the last 2 games, it's just sometimes you touch. You know, I shoot these shots hundreds and hundreds of times every day at practice and in games, and I'll continue to shoot them. I'd shot a pretty good clip for quite a while, and you know you're going to go through ebbs and flows, but the good thing is I'm still getting the ball in certain positions where I feel very comfortable. Our team's shooting some pretty good shots, and we're not capitalising, and I haven't been capitalising the last 2 games especially. Little chippies, a little floaters, a little bunnies that, for me, I kind of get a little frustrated with, because they're the kind of easy ones, and you make the hard plays sometimes that don't even feel great. But that's basketball. You put yourself in good positions to be successful, and, you play the numbers games. Like, I back myself to take them and make them, and I know Simon does as well. And as I do with Kiz making that last play, I back him to make the right ones. I back Joe Chi in the post to do the great things we've seen him do. But, the mood's not too bad. Obviously, we're disappointed, we're frustrated, but, we come in every day and we've got energy. We've got guys that are willing to help and do the little things. And we're not talking about like, oh, my minute's this, or I'm not getting these shots. It's more about, how are we not on the same page? How can we get to the next possession and all have, 5 guys as a unit, playing at the same beat. And at the moment, we're kind of a little off beat. And sometimes it's just the flow of the game. But we've just got to get back to that little bit of pop and a little bit of zest in our game. And, Simon touched on it before the game. We've got to get back to that edge that we've had. And we haven't really had it the last 5 or 6, even probably more, nearly 8 games almost. And even though we'd won a couple of those and we had 3 or 4 in a row, it didn't feel like good wins. I didn't go home and have a good sleep after those wins. I kind of went home and dissected and watched the game and think, well, we were lucky. And, teams come in and they understand we're a good ball club, and they've got to, come and play hard. And, they've got our number the last couple of games, and we've dropped a couple. But, as Simon said, we haven't adjusted and made those changes, and we have to. And, we'll do our work. We'll get ourselves healthy. I've been healthy all year. Touch wood, nothing happens. And, I stay that way. A lot of minutes, travel, all that stuff plays into it. But, I'm feeling good. There's no excuses. I have to be so much better. I have to be relentless in my efforts every day and on the court, in every huddle and every possession. And, I feel like I'll keep being myself and keep trusting who I am as a person on and off the court, and let my game speak for itself when it does. And if they go in, they go in. If they don't, well, I'm going to keep shooting them until they go in. So I don't have any worries about that. So we'll be okay.
You mentioned the last 8 games there, and I think there's a stat floating around that every one of those has been decided by 8 points or less, including a couple by 1 and by 2 points. Do you feel like that sort of shows that you're really close to getting it right and close to turning it around?
Mate, if you ask me, I think we're one of the most dangerous and most equipped teams to beat any team. We have all the pieces we need, but it's about putting it all together for 40 minutes. And I don't think we've played 30 minutes of basketball this season, let alone any number above 30. We're probably playing 25 minutes at the moment, and we're still coming away scrapping wins, or we're just dropping games like tonight. Like, we had great looks down the stretch. I had 2 easy looks that I would normally make, and we missed those, but they come down and make a tough one. And you live with it. You've got to understand that you put yourself in positions, and we go through it every day. We run the drills and we do all the right things. And yeah, you just got to put yourself in position to win games, and then you got to go out and execute and grow some big ass balls and make plays. And frustratingly enough for me, like I didn't tonight down the stretch, and yesterday's or 2 days ago when we played, we weren't able to then either. But I think the other games have just been close, and they've made some big plays. Chris was great against us when we played Melbourne, made some big shots down the stretch, but we've just got to be a little bit more resilient and a little bit more mentally tough, and that starts with me. And I know I'm going to be in doing all the work and making sure I prepare myself. I know Simon's going to be on me, and the team's going to be ready to go for our next week, and we're just going to do everything we can to be as good as we can come game day.
Simon, can you talk a little bit about X? And he was fantastic, but in that third quarter, he kind of went away from it. Was there any messaging for him to give it off, or like I think he had 26 and didn't take a shot in the third?
No, that's definitely not the message. We're looking for him to be our on-court leader at all times, how he sees fit. And I think one of the things he brings is a really high-level ability to penetrate and get in the paint and make plays. So that certainly wasn't a directive to go in there and get others involved. Although we welcome that, we're always on him to be aggressive, and we'll continue to be that.
Can you talk about the upcoming well, you've got 3 games and I think they're all on the road. Do you feel like that could be a good thing for the guys to get away and get close, I guess?
No, we're close. We're a good close. Well,
Any closer, we'll be kissing.
yeah, no, probably stop at holding hands. No, I don't think that's relevant. You know, I mean, like, shit, we got a really tough schedule. We're in Cairns, and then we've got to get out of Cairns and fly God knows how many stops and hours to get back to Adelaide. It's not a direct flight, and then butter up for a 12:30 game on a Sunday. So we're not getting any favours there, that's for sure. But what I like is the challenge. What I like is a lot of where we're falling short is in areas of toughness. And we discussed that at length between last game and this game. You know, we gave up 17-0 boards in the game against Illawarra. I thought we were much better in that area tonight. I think we've still beaten to a couple of loose balls, which is a little bit disappointing. But the challenges can make us stronger. So I, as a unit, will accept those challenges that the schedule's given us, and it'll build us to be stronger. So I welcome the challenge.
Any more questions, guys? No, all good. Wrap it up. Thanks, guys.